Okay, next up we have Stella Oloo. She is from Uganda. She spent the last 6 weeks at Georgia State University, and the title of her talk is A Call to Walk a Narrow Path.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bonjour à tous. Bon dia. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stella Oloo, and I am from Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. And my discussion today on ethics is one that has been shaped, sharpened, and refined by the wonderful fellows from the Andrew Young School of Policy Studies at Georgia State. Now, the previous speaker has set a very high bar, and during our discussions on ethics, most of the messages were delivered with palpable optimism. And as much as I would love to continue in that optimistic light, I would be lying to you today if I did not speak from the heart. And the truth is that in many, not all, many of our institutions, many of our societies, many of our professions, ethics is dead. But it has fallen to us today to revive it and bring it back to life. Exactly 1 month ago from today, we joined the American people in celebrating 239 years of independence. It is during this same time, 239 years ago, that 5 American men, put pen to paper and drafted a document that we have come to know as the American Declaration of Independence, founded on the notion that all men are created equal. I believe that societies, institutions, and professions that despise this belief are the ones that are killing ethics and creating a world devoid of ethical principles. All men are created equal. That's what the Declaration of Independence says. I could say that the Bill of Rights, the Golden Rule, the Magna Carta, the rule of law upon which so many of our institutions are based, find their greatest expression in the American Declaration of Independence. As leaders in public management, every man, woman, and child, regardless of their race, their religious beliefs, the language they speak, deserves the best services that you can offer. Why? Because we are all equal. As leaders in civic governance, you should champion the rights and freedoms of every man, woman, and child, regardless of the color of their skin, regardless of the language they speak. Why? Because we are all created equal. And for my friends in business, every client who walks through your door is deserving of the same amount of respect and dignity. Because we are all created equal. The sacrificing of the hard-earned resources of the poor, and might I add the natural resources, to maximize profits for a few is a violation of the equality of men. You see, ethics answers the question, is what I'm doing right only for me or for my neighbor as well? But equality answers the question that comes before the ethics question. Why should I think of anyone else regarding the consequences of my decision? Because your happiness is no less important than theirs. Reverend Jesse Jackson once said that the only justification you have to look down on anyone is when you're bending down to pick them up. Ladies and gentlemen, the making of history is not the burden of a few, but there are those who have been called, like these 4 men, and everyone gathered in this room. You have been called to bear a greater share of that burden. This is a call to you to take the narrow path, revive ethics, and bring it back to life in our institutions, in our societies, in our professions. I close with the words of Abraham Lincoln. Nearly all men can withstand adversity. But if you want to test a man's character, give him power. I am confident that in 5 months, 5 years, 15 years, most of you here will hold positions of power. And I implore you to use those powerful positions to join this cause and to show you that at Georgia State, we're not just talking, but we are also walking the talk. We spent the last week of our busy schedule sitting down and formulating a document that we have come to call a strive to an ethical ideal, which is a set of global ethics. Thank you so much for your attention.